Good morning. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to practice with you again today. A class of Pilates. We're going to keep it moving. Remember that if you need to slow down or come down to the mat to rest, you just do that. Take the modifications I offer along the way if you have issues, and don't work in any pain. So we're working soft and gentle into your body while exercising and building your strength and your stamina. We'll do a little bit of stamina building as well. Remember, your breath is key. So let's start off with a few nice breaths. Really nice and deep into your nose. Draw the breath all the way in and wide into your ribs. Expand your rib cage out widthways as you draw that breath in. And breathe out through your mouth and draw your belly back a little towards your spine. So just try a couple of those. Really just oxygenating your blood supply. I'm going to allow you to keep on with those breaths and keep coming back to that breath throughout the practice. We're going to start moving straight on into some of the work that we're doing today. So good, we're going to start by I'm going to turn onto the mat and we're going to roll all the way down to the mat to work into your spine, to start to warm up into the abdominals. So lift up nice and tall. Hold your feet down onto the mat about hip distance apart. Try and get yourself all the way up and out of your seat. Keep your knees active so your inner thighs are active. So your knees feel as though you're almost squeezing. You could take your fists and put them together between your knees and then squeeze onto them, and when you remove them, keep that nice squeeze there. So you feel your base and your foundation is solid. You're lifting your chin and chest up towards the sky and then start to come back. So you're going to scoop into your belly, make a nice round lower back. Just halfway back, we're going to come to start. Breathe into a hold. And then breathe out. Start to draw yourself back up again, leading with your chin and chest. Good. Keep lifting all the way up through the crown of your head. Let's go back again, and you will notice now the inner thighs are nicely active. Even the hip flexors are working and slowly switching on. Lower abdominals, upper abdominals. Breathe in to hold and breathe out. Come back forward again. See if you can lift all the way onto your seat. Now we're going to take it back with a flat back. So this time not curling your spine, just a little bit into a flat back, holding. And come forward. Straighten your legs. Walk them out. Again with this nice flat back, come forward. And back. Warming up into the hamstrings. Take it forward wherever works for you. Maybe your elbows come down to the mat. Maybe your hands just come onto your shins, that's fine. Perhaps you could lower your nose down towards your knees. Come all the way back up again. Now we're going to take your legs a little wider, just about as wide as your mat. And then again, lift yourself up nice and tall. Take your arms all the way up overhead. Lift. Now bring your arms out to the sides. And then we're going to turn. So turn at the waist, reach for your baby toe with the knife edge of your hand and just lower down. Come back up to center. Take your arms out to the sides. Lift, keep your legs nice and active so your feet are pulling up to the ceiling. And returning to the opposite way. And then reach the knife edge of your hand past your baby toe. Good. Come back up to seat. Now bring your legs in just a little way. And we're going to reach your hands out directly out in front of you. And then pull back through your waist, like you're being pulled back, but you need to try and pull your fingers forward, rounding your spine, your chin coming to your chest, and stack back up again. And again, just flexing your spine, pulling back through your waist, and working that all the way back up again. Keep lifting and lifting and lifting, growing taller. One last one. Bring it back. Nice. Bring your hands, keep them straight out in front of you. Now we're going to just draw your shoulder blades back together. As you breathe out, back to neutral, and then move them away from each other. So it's just a little retraction and protraction of your shoulder blades. Breathing out, draw them together behind you. Separate them. One last one. Nice, both arms up overhead. Stretch and reach, bring them back down. Just take them up. Good, beautiful. Now we've stayed in this position for quite a while, so let's bring your legs into a nice cross. Just an easy cross with one ankle over in front of the other. And then slowly walk yourself forward with your fingertips on the mat. You can just place them on the mat in front of you. If this is not comfortable for you, you could sit on a block or maybe on a cushion. And I'm going to just walk forward with my hands. So you want to try and keep your sitting bones down on the mat, walking forward, warming up into those hips. Use your fingertips to take you back up again and change feet now so your least favorable foot out in front. Just ankles crossing, so it's a nice easy cross. You could even move your feet away from you. Slowly come forward. Back up to seat. Placing your feet onto the mat. We're going to go all the way down to the mat. Lift up. Breathe out. Slowly release yourself down to the mat. Send your legs out away from you. Now bring your knees in, close to your chest. And take a little rock side to side. Keep your breath here. Bring both knees to tabletop. You have an option now to come up onto your elbows. Remember, doing that, we're going to keep your back nice and lifted, so don't hang off your shoulders. And we're going to lower both legs down towards the mat. What I want you to be really careful and mindful of is that you support your lower back with your abdominals. So you're drawing the belly back. You don't need to lower your legs much. You could just lower an inch or two. But just feel that nice connection with the hip flexors and the lower abdominals. As you lower your legs and bring them back in again. If this is too much for your lower back, then you could just place one foot on the mat and lower one toe to the mat at a time. So that's a modification for you. And then change. Take it nice and slowly. Good, one last one. And lower yourself down to the mat. Pull your knees in, just stretch your back. Place your feet down onto the mat one at a time, and then just hold the back of your head. You could interlace your fingers behind your head or pack them on top of each other. It's up to you. We're going to breathe out and just lift your shoulders up, lifting your chest up towards your knees. Lower down. Breathe out to lift. Breathe in to hold and lower. We're warming warming up the upper abdominals, but we're also really working on that eccentric work in the upper abdominals, coming down nice and slowly, and the back. So you breathe out to lift, come down beautiful and slowly and controlled. Should be feeling a little heat now, just under your rib cage. Coming down, bring your hands down and just move your head side to side. Send your left leg out to the mat and bring your right leg all the way up to the sky. Now flex both feet. If it's not possible for you to keep this knee straight, then you can keep it slightly bent, or your other option is to bring this leg up, so you don't have to have it straight out onto the mat. Whichever way is best for you to maintain this beautiful hip stability. So the key here is to keep your hips down, to not lift your lower back off the mat here, so you don't want to be in this arched position. You want to be able to draw that down to the mat as you circle this leg into a beautiful hip rotation. So breathe out to drop, pick it up. It doesn't have to be a big rotation. Key thing is that these hips stay nice and still. And you're just rotating that leg in the hip socket. 4, for 3, 2, 1. We're going to change direction. Seven and 8. Good, now just bend that knee, bring it across midline, take a little stretch. Bring it all the way back. Again, take whichever modification you need to do the same on the other side. Flex both feet, try and get this leg nice and straight if you can. We're coming across midline. Exaggerate your breath as you lower that leg and then pick it up again using your the muscles supporting that hip and leg. 3, 2, 1. Bring it back in and change direction. Good, nice. Bend it, take it across midline just for a little lumbar spine stretch. Small stretch into the glutes. And rolling back. Place your feet on the mat now. Breathe in to prepare. And breathe out. Slowly start to lift your hips up off the mat. Here we're stretching the front of your body. So feel your knees pulling away from you towards the opposite wall. But you could even walk your shoulders in a little. Just make sure you feel that nice activation in your quads, your glutes. Keep your rib cage contained. And now on your next breath, we're going to come down, bringing your upper rib cage down first, then your mid-back, your lower back, all the way down. Bring both knees in, just for a stretch again. We always try and stretch and recover. Place your feet back down. We're going to move on to one leg now. So lift both hips up to the sky and try and maintain this level hips. As you take your weight onto one leg, Bring your other leg up to the sky. Good. Now draw that leg down and long, so pull it away from you and back up. 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Then that leg, place it down to meet your other foot on the floor and change. Lift and just pull down and long. For 2, 3, 4. Good. Bend. Bringing that back down again. And pull both legs in. Alright, we've got another piece of abdominal work now. So we're going to start with your legs in tabletop. And then interlace your fingers again behind your head. Adding a little crisscross to work into the obliques here. So support your lower back by drawing the belly down into the mat and holding it nice and firm. We're going to breathe out. Push one leg out away from you. Lift your sternum towards your knee and switch. So your shoulders stay off the mat the whole time. We're not trying to touch your knee with your elbow. We're rather trying to lift your sternum towards that knee. And don't bring your knee back beyond this range of 90 degrees here. So let's go. Use your breath to lift and really push that leg away. So you feel that nice activation in the lower abdominals. We're going for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 1 more each side. Good. Bring those knees in. Hold on just behind your knees now. We're going to lift your head and your shoulders and then start pushing your feet away from you or pulling them away and straightening your arms out. And just keep on until you feel that little place where you just kind of roll up onto your seat. That's quite nice, nice feeling. Alright, then we're going to place your feet back down onto the mat and just take a rest over your knees. Getting ready, preparing for the next piece of work. For that, we're going to spin all the way over onto your hands and knees. And then just move around here so you feel yourself nicely settled, nice and stretched into your back. Loosen up anything that got a bit tight. You can take a little flex and extension. Move a little side to side. Take your weight over your shoulders and over your hips. And then to warm up into the abdominals, or to really switch on the abdominals and the lower back muscles, the multifidus, which is the back wall of your core. We're going to just lift your knees a little off the mat. So breathe in to prepare and breathe out. Just lift your hips, let your knees come off. Now, pull that chest through your shoulders, stay nice and long, all the way from the back of your head. This is just a baby plank. We're going to hold for about 30 seconds. I think we're halfway there. And 2 more breaths. One last breath. Lower those knees down. Push your bum back over your heels. Coming forward now, we're going to place your hands onto the mat and then send one foot out away from you, tuck it up onto your toes. Check that your shoulders are over your wrists, and then just send your other foot away from you. So you're holding into this nice high front support now. And then we're going to bring your knee in towards your chest. So breathe in to prepare, hold yourself nice and firm, get ready to pull, change, breathe out as you draw that knee in close to your chest. Try and keep your hips down, so don't let them pop up here. Pull. Eight, 7, 6, 5. Good, now keep going. 3, one more each side. 1, and let's lower your knees back down. Give your wrists and arms a little rest. Just take them behind you and place them by your ankles. Good, nice work. Place your hands out on the mat in front of you again. Tuck your toes. We're going to lift your hips all the way up this time. So breathe in to prepare, breathe out and just lift your hips up onto your tippy toes now. Stretch through the bottom of your feet and then work your heels down towards the mat. Nice. And whatever version of this feels good for you, you want to get your head to just hang heavy. It's an inversion, so our head is below our heart. Stretch into your calves by drawing your heels down towards the mat. Lifting your kneecaps and sending your sitting bones up to the sky. Pushing back your chest towards your thighs. As I said, modify this whatever feels good for you. Now we're going to take your right leg and then just send it up to the sky. Try and keep both hips nice and level. Look between your hands in front of you. You're going to draw this knee in nice and close. So from here, just draw it in and close to your chest. Place it on the mat between your hands. Bring both hands inside that foot and just stretch into the back leg, so the back hip flexor. If you want, you could bring your knee down, even onto the top of your foot, and come forward onto your elbows. All of these are areas you can go to if it feels good for you. You could rest your head on the back of your fists. Pull back. Just pull nice and strong through that heel at the back. And then lowering that knee again, bring your hands either side of your foot in front. And slowly work your bum back over towards your heel at the back. Keep your hands framing your foot at the front. You're not going to get your bum all the way down. The idea is to try and straighten this leg in the front. And if you have it nice and straight, then you can pull your toes up, sucking that leg back into the hip socket here. And lower your nose towards your knees. You could try and get a flat back. Just work yourself into these spaces, nice and gently, using your breath to progress. This is a really good opener for the back of the leg. Coming back forward, tuck your toe in at the back, breathe in to prepare, breathe out, lift this knee close to your chest. Send it back up to the sky. Leveling out both hips, bringing it down to meet your other foot on the mat. And then take your left leg up. Be careful of the sunflowers. Good, pull back through that toe. Lengthening, and now pull it close to your chest. Look between your hands. Place your foot on the mat between your hands. And then just pull back into that back leg. Both hands inside your foot. Perhaps you could come down onto that knee. Maybe your elbows. Beautiful, everyone. Place your hands either side of your foot at the front and slowly just work your hips back. If your leg is straight, you can pull your toes up to the sky. Lower your chest down towards your thigh. And slowly come forward again. Tuck in your toe at the back. Breathe in to prepare. Send that leg up to the sky again. Beautiful. We're going to come down now, meet that foot on the mat, and then bend your knees a lot and just push back, pull forwards, lower your knees down, and then take your hands a little bit forward. Now, for these press-ups, you have the option to stay on your knees. You could cross your feet and bring them up closer to your bum if that works for you, or keep them down onto the mat. And we're just going to feel like you're pulling back into your hips and allow yourself to come forward. Keep your elbows nice and close to your chest. So your chin and chest coming down towards the mat. So don't collapse into your shoulders or collapse into your hips. Keep it nice and strong, pulling back with your hips. Pull yourself forward. And then feel how you just bounce back up again. Use your breath to hold those abdominals nice and strong. And if it's in your practice, you can either carry on like that or you can tuck both feet up. And let's just go for a nice full press up. 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. One last one. Lowering your knees. We're coming all the way down to the mat on your front. Lower your chin and chest, your tailbone, and rest your head on the back of your hands. Place your elbows just underneath your shoulders, and then pull back a little on your elbows so that your heart comes through your shoulders. Lengthen your legs. Just feel that nice stretch in the front of your body. Keeping your shoulders down. And lower down once more. Now bring your elbows to the sides and make fists with your hands and push your fists in to each other. We're going to lift and then turn your head to the one side, turn to the other, and come back down. Lift, turn, turn. Take it nice and slowly. Feel any tight areas and spend extra time there if you need to. Come down again, lowering down. Place your hands just below your shoulders now. Keep your elbows tucked. Breathe in to prepare as you start to lift your head and your heart off the mat. Not using your hands yet, if you can do that. Lower down. Breathe out, lift. Keep the back of your neck nice and long. Keep your abdominals now active to protect your back. And lift. Now this time from this lift, you could just lift your hands off the mat and stay here. If this is enough for you, you could place your elbows back down onto the mat and stay here, just to give you some support. Or you can take your hands and then start to push through your hands, lifting a little bit more into that lower back. Stretching the front of your body, try not to crunch your back, keep your shoulders down long. And lower down. Good, nice. One last one there. So remember, just go to where works for you. If it's here, that's fine. If you feel like you can keep on going, that is fine too. If you can go further than I can, that is also fine. And lower down. Good. We're going to just roll over onto your side. Just take a nice easy transition onto your side. And then from here, bringing both knees in, just a little way so that your heels are sort of in line with the seam of your bum. And you could hold your top hand on your hip. Make sure your hip stays stacked, which is lifting this knee and pull down. Breathe out to lift and pull down. Keep your undercarriage nice and sustained. Good, don't let your top hip rock back. Now lift both feet and lift. Good. Now we're going to lift and send that leg away. Pull through your toes. Bring it back in and lower. Good. Staying nice and sustained underneath. So don't fall into your shoulder. Push. And 3, 2, beautiful, 1. Now take that leg out and lift, lift. It's a small lift. Bring it back in and lower down. Good. Now we're going to lower your upper body down to the mat. Just rest your head on your bicep or maybe even on a pillow or a small block. Keeping both legs bent for now. Just bend them all the way into chair. And I'm going to lift this top leg and send it out in front of you. Lower and lift. Drawing that belly in. And 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring that foot in front of the knee and just give it a little stretch. Now send your other leg out nice and straight. Perhaps a little bit bent just to help stabilize you. And then see if you could take this arm up nice and tall. Stretch out your top leg. Reach from your leg to your fingers, really lengthening through the side of your body. And then draw this arm back, bend at the knee, and take hold of your foot or your ankle. Now bring that foot forward. So you perhaps want to grab hold of your ankle on the outside, and then bring that leg all the way forward so you can bring it into your chest and pull back. Trying to keep stable. One last one. Good. And pull back. Nice. Place his feet back down again. We're going to push yourself all the way up to seat. So left, we're coming on to the other side. Maybe bring your legs over and just spin over onto the other side. Keep my mic handy. So up on your elbow, nice and sustained here. Keep your legs a little bent, feet down on the mat to start, just to get that nice hip opening and close. Remember to squeeze as you pull down. Good. Lifting both feet now off the mat. Really being careful, mindful not to rock this hip backwards and forwards. So don't try to open out so much that you rock backwards. 2, and 1. And then we're sending this leg straight out. So reach it out, bring it back in. Reach it out, bring back in. Good. We have one more. And then we're going to send it out and lift. Three, 2, 1. Bring it back in and come down onto your arm. Bring both legs to chair. Lift this knee and then take it forward. Lift and lower. Pull down. For 3, 2, 1. And then send it out nice and long. Top arm all the way up. Reach and stretch. Then take that arm back. Take hold of your foot on the outside. Bring that knee into your chest. And pull back. Oops, click. Beautiful. Now send yourself up to seat again. And to get a nice stretch there, you're going to bring one knee out in front of you at 12 o'clock if you can, and your other leg folded over at the thighs, wherever you can. Hold on to your feet, lift up nice and tall, and stay here if you want. The idea here is to try and keep both hips down on the mat. So if this works for you, that's good. If you can work your knees in a little closer so that they're over each other, you can do that. And move your feet away a little. So you're holding on almost like handlebars. And then lift nice and tall. Work yourself forward with a flat back. So don't roll and round around yourself for this one. Keeping both hips down. Perhaps you can come over your thighs at the front. For a really intense stretch into the glutes. Keep it nice and long. And for some fun, we're going to turn around in a nice, fun way. So just come forward onto your hands. Keep your feet where they are. Come forward onto your hands and just lift yourself up. Keep your feet on the floor and then walk towards your front leg with your hands. And keep walking all the way around. I see you there. Keep turning your feet and come back down, and then your other leg will be on top. That's a fun one to try. And then with that, see how one is. Sometimes one hip feels a little tighter than the other. So just go to wherever feels right and good for you. Always using your breath to progress. Both hips need to be down on the mat here. Slowly come back up. We're going to turn back onto the mat now. And then come all the way up onto your hands and knees. Walk your hands back. Bend your knees a lot and just roll up to standing. Good. Now take your feet out a little bit wide. And bend your knees, just coming down now with your knees over your toes. So your toes are pointing out, your knees in the same direction as your toes. And you can hold here. Work it all the way up again, nice and long. And come down. Good. Keep working this knees over your toes, so don't let them rock in here. Keep them nice and open. And push up until you can squeeze your sitting bones together again. So allow your sitting bones to separate and then squeeze them in together. We're going to come down and hold. And then onto your toes and down. If it's too difficult to do both together, you can do one at a time, one toe and then the other. Two, try to roll onto your big toe and your second toe, not onto your baby toes. Really lifting those heels up and pulling them down again. Two and one. Good. Squeeze all the way up to standing and come down. Three. Now we're going to combine. So we're coming down. Lift onto your heels. Lift. Pull your heels down and if you need to, you could grab hold of a wall or the back of a chair, something to stabilize yourself. Just feeling this nice leg work in your nice stretched, warmed legs. Are we good? Oops, falling forward. Taking my eye off the ball here. One last one. And good. Now, keeping your legs straight, we're going to fold forward with a flat back. And then just hang forward. You can bend your knees a little, hang forward, maybe take your hands into your elbows, rock a little side to side. Slowly come up again, just let your hands drop and then soften your knees, engage your abdominals, draw yourself up, feel like you've got to pull and pull and pull, stacking your spine all the way up again. Nice few rolls with your shoulders. Now we're taking one step forward, keep it quite a big step, and we're going to come forward again with a flat back. You could keep your front knee soft, even if you can straighten it. For this one, we want you to keep it nice and soft. Feel like you've got a backpack on your back with a whole load of stuff on it, and then just kind of throw it off your back.